Question number 5. Compute operating ratio and operating profit ratio from the following information. This question will be really very important to understand. Let us try it. Because we are asked to calculate operating ratio, the formula for operating ratio is now operating cost upon net sales into 100. Operating cost we well know now, it is COGS plus operating expenses. Operating expenses is EFDO. Some amounts are marked with red. We'll let you know the reason again. And COGS is CPCEO. Let us start working on these items one by one. Let us start calculating COGS first of all. COGS is CPCEO, that is cost of material consumed, purchase of stock in trade, changes in inventory, employee benefit expenses and other expenses. Why these are marked with red over here? Because I have to take care from employee benefit expenses and other expenses, I need to take care of direct expenses only when I am calculating COGS. I can see that cost of material consumed is given, changes in inventory is given. These two amounts are given to us. So let us start calculating this COGS now. Cost of material consumed can be seen as 7,50,000. Purchase of stock in trade, I don't see in the question. Changes in inventory is 90,000. Okay, so these are added. Now employee benefit expenses. In employee benefit expenses, we can see that wages is there. Okay, so I need to include wages as a part of the direct expenses. So rupees 1 lakh will be added over here. And now other expenses. Other expenses, I can see that we have carriage, we have freight. Carriage and freight are the two direct expenses, and the amounts of these two is 10,000 and 20,000. So total is 30,000. So let me add 30,000 over here. So the total of COGS will be 9,70,000. Okay, this is my COGS. Now let me work on the operating expenses, right? Operating expenses is equal to EFDO. Again, we can see that E is marked with red over there because I need to take care. Direct expenses like wages I have already considered for COGS. So the remaining part of salaries I need to take care. That is 60,000. Plus F is the finance cost. Finance cost is not given to us in this question. D is depreciation. So depreciation can be seen as rupees 30,000. So let me add 30,000 over here as a part of the operating expenses. And O is again the other expenses. From other expenses, direct expenses I have already considered for COGS. Now I need to look for the other expenses like administrative expenses, selling expenses. Provision for doubtful debt is also a part of the operating expenses. So 60,000 plus 80,000 plus 5,000. Total is 1,45,000. So let me add 1,45,000 over here. So total will come to 2,35,000. Okay. Now I have COGS with me. I have operating expenses with me. So I'm ready to calculate operating cost. Operating cost will be equal to 9,70,000 plus 2,35,000. So total will be 12,05,000. Okay. So operating cost is there with us. Now let me apply the formula for operating ratio. So operating ratio, we know the formula, operating cost upon net sales into 100. Operating cost has come to 12,05,000. And net sales, we can see that is 16 lakhs into 100, right? So this will give me the answer as 12,05,000 divided by 16 lakhs into 100. This is 75.31%. Okay, so I'm done with operating ratio. Now the next ratio asked in the question is operating profit ratio. Let me write the formula for operating profit ratio. The formula for operating profit ratio is operating profit upon net sales into 100, right? Let me calculate the operating profit over here. Operating profit is equal to net revenue from operations. I'm writing it as net sales over here, less operating cost. So let us place the values. Operating profit will be equal to net sales is rupees 16 lakhs minus 12 lakh 5,000 is my operating cost. So difference will be 3 lakh 95,000. So now if I just apply these values in the formula of operating profit ratio, so let us place it. This will be 3 lakh 95,000 to be divided by 16 lakhs, right, into 100. Like the remaining percentage will be there, that will be 24.69 percentage, right? 395 divided by 16 lakhs into 100 is 24.69 percentage. Okay, so please remember the formulas again. Like the important part is over here, operating expenses and COGS. Please ignore wherever required from the particular head. The next sum to be solved over here is to calculate the gross profit ratio, the net profit ratio from the following information. The sum, you can see that we have solved just now for calculating operating ratio and operating profit ratio. The same question we are going to solve gross profit ratio and net profit ratio. For calculating gross profit ratio, the formula is gross profit ratio is equal to gross profit upon net revenue from operations into 100. For calculating gross profit now, what I am in need of, let me write the formula over here. Gross profit is equal to net revenue from operations, net revenue from operations minus COGS. COGS we have calculated earlier, so I have taken that value. Net revenue from operations can be seen as 16 lakhs, right, minus COGS is 9,70,000. So net amount is 6,30,000. So this is my gross profit. Now if I have to calculate gross profit ratio, so I just need to place the values. So gross profit ratio will be equal to 6,30,000 to be divided by 16 lakhs, right, into 100. So let me calculate this. 6,30,000 to be divided by 16 lakhs into 100. The percentage comes to 39.375. 39.375 percentage. Okay, so we are done with gross profit ratio. Now when we are asked to calculate net profit ratio, we have discussed in the formula earlier that we need to calculate net profit ratio based on before tax and after tax. Now when you talk about the net profit ratio before tax, the formula is net profit before tax upon net revenue from operations into 100. Now we are aware of net revenue from operations, but we don't have net profit before tax. So let us calculate this. Net profit before tax will be equal to, now I have revenue from operations with me. From revenue from operations, I will just ensure to deduct all expenses, whether operating or non-operating, and I'll add incomes over here, again operating or non-operating, right? So let us place the values. So net profit before tax is equal to, I have revenue from operations as rupees 16 lakhs, right? Now I need to deduct the expenses. I start from here. Cost of material consumed and changes in inventory. 7,50,000 plus 90 is 8,40,000. So let me write this 8,40,000, right? Minus I have employee benefit expenses 160 and depreciation is 30. So let me deduct those expenses as well. 1,60,000 and 30,000. Okay. Then again I need to look for some other expenses, whether it is direct expenses, office expenses, non-operating expenses. Every expense I need to deduct, that is 1,85,000. So let me deduct this 1,85,000. Okay, I need to add over here the incomes. I can see other incomes rupees 50,000. Okay, so let me calculate the final answer. 16 lakhs minus 840 minus 1 lakh 60, that is 6 lakh 570. 5 lakh 70 minus 185,000 plus 50,000. Okay, so this comes to 4 lakh 35,000. So net profit before tax is 4 lakh 35,000. Okay, what I have not considered over here is only the tax provision given to us over here. Okay, apart from that, I have included all other items, whether operating expenses, non-operating expenses, as well as incomes over here. I have added the incomes, right? So now I can calculate net profit ratio. So let me place the formula. Net profit ratio. Net profit ratio. We are talking about before tax. So let me write there before tax. Before tax. Okay, so this will be equal to the net profit before tax has come to 4 lakh 35,000 to be divided by 16 lakh is the net revenue from operations and multiply by 100. So let us calculate this. 4 lakh 35,000 to be divided by 16 lakhs into 100. This gives me 27.18. 27.18 percentage. So we are done with the net profit ratio before tax. Now I need to calculate the net profit ratio after tax. So let us write the formula over here. Net profit ratio after tax, okay, that will be equal to net profit after tax upon net revenue from operations into 100. So what I need to look for is net profit, okay, net profit, and let me write in bracket after tax. Net profit after tax will be equal to net profit before tax minus tax. The net profit before tax is 4 lakh 35,000 minus tax provision can be seen as 70,000. So if I deduct this 4 lakh 35 minus 70, so this will give me 3 lakh 65,000. So this is net profit after tax with me. So let me calculate the ratio now. Net profit ratio, right? And let me write there after tax. Okay, net profit ratio after tax will be equal to 3 lakh 65,000 to be divided by 16 lakhs, okay, into 100. So let us calculate this. 3 lakh 65,000 to be divided by 16 lakhs into 100. So this is 22.81%. 22.81%. Okay. So this again is very important sum wherein like we have learned to calculate the net profit ratio before tax and after tax along with the gross profit ratio. The next sum is net profit after interest but before tax is rupees 1,50,000. 12% long-term debts is rupees 4,50,000. Share capital is rupees 2 lakh. Reserves and surplus is 60,000. We've been asked to calculate the return on investments if the tax rate is 50%. ROI, that is return on investments, is to be calculated. We know the formula for return on investments, that is profit before interest and taxes upon capital employed into 100. The net profit after interest but before tax is given as rupees 1,50,000. So let me place this value over here, 1,50,000 as my profit before tax. Right? Tax has not been deducted, so I'm not going to work anything for the taxes over here. I just need to take care of the interest. Now, how much interest has been deducted to arrive at the profit of 1,50,000? This interest is on long-term borrowings, and long-term borrowings is long-term debts over here, that is 4,50,000. 12% of 4,50,000, that will be 54,000, right? So that is what is interest on long-term borrowings, and profit before interest and tax will come to rupees 2,04,000. Okay, because we always move in the reverse order with the help of this table, so I just need to add 1,50,000 plus 54 to get profit before interest and taxes. Now, capital employed is to be calculated. The formula for capital employed is shareholders funds plus non-current liabilities. Let us place the values. Capital employed will be equal to shareholders fund can be seen as share capital and reserves and surplus, rupees 2 lakh plus 60,000, plus non-current liability is long-term debts, rupees 4 lakh 50,000. Okay, so total is 7 lakh 10,000, right? Okay, capital employed is there, profit before interest and tax is there. So let us calculate the formula. ROI, that is return on investments, is equal to profit before interest and taxes, that is rupees 2 lakh 4,000 to be divided by 7 lakh 10,000, right, and into 100. Let us calculate the percentage. This is 2 lakh 4,000 to be divided by 7 lakh 10,000 into 100, that is 28.73%. Okay, so this is how you calculate the percentage of return on investments. Next sum is again based on the calculation of return on capital employed, return on investments. What is the point over here is we are given the net profit after tax as rupees 3 lakh. Income tax can be seen as 40%, 10% long-term debts, share capital, balance of statement of P&L is given. We know the formula. Return on investments or return on capital employed is profit before interest and taxes upon capital employed into 100. Let us start with the values given to us. Net profit after tax. Net profit after tax is given. So let us write this net profit after tax as rupees 3 lakh, right? And tax rate is 40%. In this type of sum, I have always told you, let us assume the profit before tax as 100, right? And from here, let me deduct the tax rate at the specified rate, that is 40%. So profit after tax left out with me will be 60%, right? In terms of percentages, 60. So if 60% is rupees 3 lakh, the 100% will be how much? Okay, this is what I need to calculate, correct? So 60 is 3 lakh, 100 is how much? So 100 will come to rupees 5 lakh. Okay, this is my profit before tax. I need to look for the interest now. Interest on long-term borrowings. Long-term borrowings is 10%, 10 lakhs. So 10% of 10 lakh is rupees 1 lakh. And therefore, my profit before interest and taxes will be 6 lakh. Okay, this is what is the amount that I am in need of, profit before interest and tax. Now again the same thing, capital employed. To calculate capital employed, the formula is very simple. That is shareholders fund plus non-current liabilities. Let us calculate this. Capital employed, shareholders fund, share capital and reserves and surplus. Share capital can be seen as rupees 10 lakh. Reserves and surplus, we are given balance of statement of P&L, that is rupees 2 lakh 50,000, right? Plus non-current liability in the form of long-term debts is rupees 10 lakhs again. So total will come to 22 lakh 50,000. Okay, this is my capital employed. Now I can calculate return on investments, return on capital employed. So let us calculate this. The formula for return on capital employed is profit before interest and taxes upon capital employed into 100. The values profit before interest and taxes, we can see that is rupees 6 lakh and to be divided by the capital employed amounting to rupees 22 lakh 50,000 into 100. So let us calculate the answer for this now. 6 lakh to be divided by 22 lakh 50,000 into 100. So this gives me 26.66%. Okay, so we are done with this sum as well. Next sum with us is to calculate return on investments and debt equity ratio. What is the information given to us? Net profit after interest and tax, rupees 6 lakh, 10% debentures, tax rate is there, and capital employed this time it is given to us. So let us see. Net profit after interest and tax is given to us rupees 6 lakh. So let me write this in the amount column, rupees 6 lakh as profit after interest and tax. In terms of percentage, I have told you in the previous sum also, let us assume this as 100, right? And then tax percentage is 40%, so remaining is 60%. So 60% amount is rupees 6 lakh, so 100% will be how much, right? So this is the amount that I need to calculate. So profit before tax will basically come to rupees 10 lakhs. What is interest on long-term borrowings? Long-term borrowings can be seen as 10 lakh debentures is given 10%. So 1 lakh will be my interest on long-term borrowings. So total amount before interest and tax is rupees 11 lakhs, right? So this is how I calculated the profit before interest and taxes. I'm ready to calculate the ratio over here, that is return on investments, that will be equal to profit before interest and tax, that is rupees 11 lakh, to be divided by capital employed directly given to us, that is 80 lakhs, and then into 100. Okay, so let us calculate this. 11 lakh to be divided by 80 lakhs into 100. So this gives me 13.75%, right? Now the next ratio asked is debt equity ratio. So let me write the formula for debt equity ratio over here. So debt equity ratio is debts upon equity, right? Let us calculate the debts and the equity. Debts we are aware of, 10% debentures is given, rupees 10 lakhs, but equity is not given, but we are given capital employed. So let us apply the formula of capital employed over here to calculate equity. What we know is capital employed is equal to shareholders fund, right, plus non-current liabilities. Let us place the values. Capital employed is rupees 80 lakhs, right? That will be equal to, shareholders fund is not given, so let us place it as it is, shareholders fund. Shareholders fund is nothing but equity, right? Plus non-current liabilities, we can see that is rupees 10 lakhs. Okay, so shareholders fund is equal to 80 lakhs minus 10 lakh, that will be 70 lakhs. Now I have equity with me, I have debts with me. Let us apply the formula for debt equity ratio. So debt equity ratio will be equal to debts upon equity. Debts can be seen as rupees 10 lakhs and equity just now calculated rupees 70 lakhs, right? So this will be 10 lakhs by 70 lakhs. So 10 lakhs divided by 70 lakhs gives me 0.14. So 0.14 ratio 1, right? So I'm sure like I have made myself clear with the profitability ratios and everybody has understood. Thank you so much.